Hello everyone and welcome to the weekly Imperfect Dust Live. I'm so happy that you're here, even if you're watching on the replay, which if you're watching this portion, then you probably are. I would love to know where you're watching from, and if it's your first time here, welcome in. Normally every weeknight, weekly, we do a lettering tutorial and a project together. And tonight is extra special, because we are going to be using my friend Nicole's chalk paint, and she has a new Imperfect Dust collection that I'm going to be showing you. So I'm going to take you through all the colors that are in the collection. They are very neutral like me. Hey Lori, if you have been around here for a minute, you know I'm a neutral girly, and I love all the beige and browns and just that, anything warm. So yeah, I'm really excited to show you these. Hey Nicole, she's on here. And let them know, Nicole, so her name on Facebook is Afraid Not. So if you have seen me share about her paint already, I have been having you comment AFK to get the link for the chalk paint. And that is because her business is called Afraid Not. And I'm gonna go ahead and I've already unboxed it. You saw that on a reel earlier today, but I just had to show how cute it came. Like, I got 3 sets of the collection, and I've already unboxed one, but they came wrapped so pretty. Nicole, you did a great job. Oh, Angela, you got yours. Great. Hey, Karen. Hey, Vicky. Hey, Marshall. Let's see. Oh, hey, Margaret and Glenda. It's so good to have y'all here tonight. So look at these beautiful colors. I am obsessed. And I'm gonna hold them up, tell you what the names are, and look, I even dressed for the occasion. This is a little bit of the vibe, right? So my first favorite is Vintage Lace. And it is a very, it's off-white a little bit, but it's kind of creamy, which then, yeah, it's just a really good off-white. I don't like lettering on a stark white background. I like a little bit of a tint to it, and this Vintage Lace is perfect. And y'all, this is chalk paint, which I'm gonna go into why I love chalk paint here in just a moment. But this color, you can tell a little bit, the camera might not show it too much, but this is just a little more of a tint. It's called TP. Up next is this pink. It is a light pink called Flamingo. Love that one. And then we're gonna be using this one tonight for our background. It's called Tortoise. And you can kind of see this progression of colors. And then we're gonna go a little bit darker. I love the name of this one, Fudge Sickle. So this is a very chocolate brown. Love that one. Put this to the side, and we are gonna get started. And as you see me using the paint tonight, if you love it and you wanna try it out, then you can comment all caps AFK, and it'll send you a link to the whole collection of paints, and you get them all together. I believe it's $24.99, isn't that right, Nicole, for the whole collection? And Nicole does a great job packing and shipping them to you. So yay! Okay, Marisa, get you a set, and I'm gonna show you something fun you can do with them. So I practiced earlier on what we're gonna do tonight. So I hope I can recreate what I practiced, because I like how the sample turned out. But I don't know if I wanna show that off yet, or if I want to just bring you along while I letter it. So I'm gonna put this to the side, and let me grab, because for the sake of time, I did go ahead and paint our background, and it's the tortoise. So tortoise comes out like this, but I'm gonna show you something really cool that we can do to make it look. I repurposed an Amazon bag, because you know we all get plenty of these, right? And I used it to paint all around. So I'm gonna have that as my under pad tonight. Okay, but guess what you're about to do? You're about to take a roller coaster ride. You're gonna get in this little phone clip, so you can see my hands. And okay, Lori says show it please. Do y'all wanna see the background sample? I could show it. I could show it so that you can get the vision of where we're headed tonight, okay? Let's do that. All right, so I took these colors. Well, no, I did use the dark. I used every color in this right here. And I want you to imagine Christmas ornaments. And we're gonna put lettering on top of it, but I'm gonna show you exactly how I got this with these colors, and then we're gonna add lettering on top of it. So here we go, are you ready? Well, look at these little Christmas ornaments. And this is oh, and I will say I added gold. So I'm gonna show you this really cool gold pen, which we're probably gonna do our lettering with, so yay for that. So I'm gonna show you how to get this texturing with all these colors, and I want you to imagine a neutral Christmas. Okay, neutral with some pink, because we love pink around here too. And if you don't know me, I'm a mom of 3 boys. So I don't get pink around here often. So we're gonna try to make it, sneak it in here and there. And, I'm gonna get away with it because I do the decorations. Okay, so here we go. I am going to put you in this roller coaster ride. Yay, I'm glad y'all are liking it. Okay, and then we're gonna get to where you can see my hands, and I'm gonna show you how I got here. So let's pop you out of this one and flip it around. Okay, let me clip it in. Hang with me. And hopefully I won't lose you. Okay, and I got my palettes today from Hobby Lobby, and I'm gonna pour some in there. So as I pour these, you can see them too in real time in the color, and I'm gonna put that to the side. Okay, so let me pour a little bit out. So this is Fudge Sickle. Let me grab my palette. I'm not gonna need too much Fudge Sickle, so I'm just gonna do a little of that. Yay! Thanks, Valerie and Kim. Okay, this is the tortoise. Oh, no. I did the tortoise for the background. So you won't need this. Well, I won't need it tonight. But this is your background color. And then flamingo. Okay, so let's talk about why I love chalk paint. I love it because it dries so quickly. And, oh wait, I'm going to need more of that because I'm like, whoa. This is not just an accent. This is going to be our Christmas ornaments. So I love it not only because it dries fast, but because you can use it on so many different surfaces. So canvas panel, you can use acrylic paint, you can do whatever. But with chalk paint, like if I had a surface, I was even at Hobby Lobby today and saw some pumpkins, and I even thought about using it on that because the surface is more like plastic, and I thought, ooh, her chalk paint will work on that. So it can adhere to more surfaces than acrylic and hold up. Okay, let me pour this out a little. We won't need too much of that either because it's more of an accent. But I'm gonna come around here. Oh, Tanya, you got Stephanie sets. Some of the colors may repeat because me and Stephanie are I'm gonna set these up. Me and Stephanie are very similar in our styles of colors. I loved her blue. I need to get that blue color. Okay, prop those up and we can get started. So speaking of pink, this is more of a pinky purple, but I got this today at Hobby Lobby. Oh, before I get started with that, we got to show you how did I get this kind of background. So speaking of Stephanie, she taught me that we can sand this and get a really cool effect. So I am breaking out, this is called a little mini hand sander from the Celebration Co. And yeah, no, Sharon, you're right. We might need bigger bottles, but I got 3 sets over there. So I'm just gonna lightly sand this. Sorry if you don't like the noise. It kind of reminds me of nails on a chalkboard, but it's not too bad. And back and forth, and we're gonna get that distressed look, and it's gonna make it show that white canvas underneath. It'll show through a little. Flip it around this way. Get that dust off. A little bit more here. Okay, now I'm gonna flip it the other direction. And this is what I learned from Stephanie. To give it that linen look, we can go each direction and get those lines both ways. Okay, so here we go. Thank you, Regina. Okay, I'm gonna get that laid down. And now we're gonna add the pink. So I'm just gonna kind of go for it. I'm not real particular about this. Y'all know I love using a template and designs. I mean, the templates with the hand letter designs to keep me in check. But for this, we're just gonna go for it. And I'm gonna look back at my sample. I just kind of went for it with that too. But you'll see how quickly this dries as well on this live because I didn't even grab my hairdryer. I just went with it. And I want that dry brush look on the edges. So that's why I'm kind of dragging that brush. I'm not putting as much paint as I probably could. And I'm dragging that. And then I'm gonna do the second circle before I start adding in the accents around this one because I want it to be on top of it a little. So let's add that around. Oh, Valerie, the background is tortoise. That is that color right there. And as always, you can refer back, like let's say you order paint tonight, you can refer back to this live. One way you can for sure refer back to it is on my YouTube channel because you know Facebook, or you might not know, if you're not a content creator, you may not understand or have been told, but they delete our lives after 30 days. So in an effort to keep those alive and not have them just, you know, all this work we do go away, I am going to post this exact same video over on my YouTube channel after this live is over. So if you subscribe over there, you'll never miss a video and you can watch it anytime you want because they will not delete them. Okay, and any video that's posted like reels, they do not delete, but for some reason, they don't want these lives sticking around too much. I'm gonna go just a little bit larger. I'm looking back at my sample and I feel like this one was even a little bit larger. And then we're gonna blend in some of these pretty neutral colors and give it a little bit of a shading. Okay, I don't want it to dry 100%. I want to be able to kind of work with that wet paint. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna grab another brush. Thanks, Sue, over at the Potters. I'm sorry, not the Potters, but Potter's Crafty Corner. I'm so happy you're here. See, I'm gonna grab this one. And then I'm gonna start out with the vintage lace and just kind of give it a look. My husband jokes that I sound effect everything. And so I'll say whoosh, like let's get a whoosh or something. He's like, why do you have to add sound effects to everything you do? Or I'll say, you know, doot doot. And I'll just like do my hands or something. And he's like, that's not what that is. It's not a doot doot. So I'm gonna just kind of go all the way around with the white just to add some dimension. Let's see, especially, whoa, got out of lines. Look, that's okay. We embrace imperfection around here and I don't really want them to look perfect. Like I said, I want that dry brush look on the edges and then we can play around with it and don't worry if you mess up. Oh, thanks, Marcel. I'm reading y'all's comments. Hey, Doreen. Okay, now I'm gonna just grab a little bit of the dark. And just like I've told y'all before with lettering, when you are casting a shadow, I'm just gonna pretend that light's coming from this direction. I'm gonna cast a shadow on this left side. And it looks dark at first, but then you gotta keep working with it. And blending it in, and you'll just see it come right on through. And then I'm definitely gonna wanna hit right here so we can see this pop up. Okay. And y'all just wait till we get that gold in here. It is gonna be so good. I don't letter with gold too often, but I should because it's always so pretty. It's a metallic gold. And I just think it's gorgeous. but you gotta be quick with it because it can get really tacky. So we'll talk about that. Hey, Christine. Okay, and then we put in some of this. I know I'm mixing up my paints with my paintbrush. Don't judge me. But I think it's fine. Just gonna blend in some of this together, get some more pink in there. Back and forth. And then another thing we're gonna do when this dries is I'm gonna go ahead and sand over this too. So it'll be kind of faded and not so, you know, you don't want it to be too different from this background. So we're gonna kind of fade it out for the lettering. Okay, let me give it, looking back up here at my sample. And I even kind of brought this all around the edges. So I'm gonna add in some more. I'm being a little bit, what's the word, cautious, because I don't wanna overdo it, but, so I know my shading needs to be darker over here, but I want everything to look kind of blended. So it looks like I did that up here on the sample. And this was just me having fun with it earlier. I was like, I guess I should try this before I do it live. I do sometimes test things on lives, y'all know that, and hey, they've gone good before and they've gone bad, so you never know. Let me get some more pink on that. Here we go. All right, just a little more on this brown. I want it to be a little more defined, that it's up. Oh, I know, Christine. I just love this. So if y'all don't know, Nicole and I are in a mastermind together, and that is just a group of creative women who are probably a lot of the people you see here that I mentioned on my page as like we collaborate a lot. And we met up, when was that, September, and this was one of the things, if Nicole, if you're on here still, Nicole, we all said, girl, what if you got with some creators, because she has wonderful paint, and just kind of let us all pick out our favorites. And she took that, ran with it, and now I see so many wonderful creators using her paint, which they were already using her paint, but now it's like we get that, I don't know, like a little sense of ownership. It's so fun to say, hey, go look, I picked out all these colors and it kind of represents my vibe. And so it's really fun to be able to share that with y'all and share her with you too. Okay, now I'm gonna add just a little more white on this top. Well, I'll say that. Maybe, maybe not. It depends on how it's looking. Oh, there you are, Nicole. I didn't know if you were still on here. Okay, I think maybe just a little more instead of white. I'm mixing up, y'all. Just ignore. I'm just mixing. Because here's super white. I'm casting my shadow in the wrong directions, but we can blend it out. I just didn't want it to be not any over there. Okay. Now let me get this. We're just experimenting all around. So look, I want it to be really textured. I want this centerpiece to have a little too. I poured way too much pink paint. A little goes a long way, y'all. If you get the paint, a little goes a long way. So I'm just kind of swooshing it around, and now I'm gonna let it dry for just a minute. I'm gonna make this a little more messy. And then we're gonna sand it. Actually, you know what else I'm gonna do? I'm gonna add those gold pieces up at the top for our ornament hanger. And then we can let it dry and sand. Okay, here we go. Thanks, Nicole. Okay, I'm using this Deco Color is the name of it, and it is so metallic. I wanted these to kind of look like they were sitting like this way, kind of off to the side. So I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna go bigger. I feel like I could have gone bigger with those, and I didn't. And I'm gonna fill the whole thing in, but you'll see when we sand it, a lot of this is going away. But we're gonna deposit it on there so we have something to show through. Is that showing up shiny for y'all? I can't tell because the clip is hiding where it is on the camera. So really, that is just about giving it that, depositing it on there to work with. Because we're gonna sand it all the way here in just a moment. I don't even know if I like that wavy. It's really deep wave. Let's do that. Okay. And if you need to, when you are working with these, you just, oh yes, I will show that, Marisa. But you can just press on your board and that paint will start flowing more. You see all that now? It's like a pool. So here we go. Okay. Don't give up on me because I know that looks kind of awkward right now, but like I said, it's gonna sand away. Okay. So shiny, yes, and just wait till we put them gold letters on here. Okay, I don't know if you wanted me to show this, Marisa, or if you wanted me to show the paints. So I will. Let me do that while this is drying. And I'll just go over, oh, I didn't bring my hairdryer in here because we won't need it. But I'll go over these colors real quick. So this dark brown is called Fudge Sickle. Oh, y'all, and I got my nails done yesterday, and you know I had to make it all match. So that was fun because I was needing them done anyway, and I was like, oh, I'm going to be showing these paints on this live. So Fudge Sickle is the dark brown. Then we have white is a vintage lace, so it's not stark white. Oh, you can see the difference right there. There's the vintage lace, and then this is really white. Okay, and then we have tortoise, which is the background. Oh, the pen, Marisa, I'm sorry. But then, okay, I'll just say this quickly for anybody that just tuned in. We've got flamingo and TP. So I'm gonna put these all back and show you the pen. All right, so it is called Deco Color and it's Primo. And I have gotten this before in a larger tip. This one is super fine, but they have it bigger. It's just a chisel tip. So when I have bought the chisel tip in the past, I will take it out. Like you pull this tip out, flip it around and put it back in, and you will get a tip that is not chiseled. And so that's a little hack because I don't prefer using chiseled tips with my lettering. I had a man, tell me one time on Facebook that I was not a hand lettering artist because I did not use a chiseled tip. And I said, well, sir, it's just a different style. I applaud you for using your chisel tip, but I don't use one. Okay, look at this, y'all. You see, I've been sitting here without a hairdryer. Look at this. We are on this live now for less than 30 minutes, and I've already gotten us here. Now, I will say I came with this already painted, but add another 5 minutes, and you would have had that background color. Because you also don't want to get too thick. You know, do a light background. You're going to be sanding it away anyway. So there's that. And then the gold is probably going to take the longest, but we don't need it. Oh, yes, you're right. My hook on the top. Okay, so let's see. Like this. Or are you meaning like the big hook? I'm thinking where you can add the hook. Because I've seen them like this. Marisa, well, pish posh to him. That's funny. But do you mean like where I like show the actual like a fish hook? I don't know if I want to do that. Tell me if this is what you meant. Okay, now I'm gonna let that dry real quick. But remember, this is gonna fade into the background. Yes, you don't have to use a lot of coats. The coverage is so good. So I'm gonna let that dry. Just added a little to that. Come on, Come on. So see, we're not waiting on the chalk paint. We're waiting on this metallic, because this metallic is an oil-based paint. You see it says oil-based opaque metallic paint marker, and it has a very strong smell as well. If you were here in the room with me, you would say, woo, she is doing some painting. So it's very, very strong, but that's what gives it that shiny effect. All the metallic. Okay, I see a little more here. That one's not quite dry. Okay, no, just where the hook goes. All right, good deal, good deal. Okay, so up next, I'm gonna go as slow as I can to get to the right, but I wanna go ahead and move forward. I'm just gonna lightly sand again. My sandpaper's getting a little wore out, but I think it'll work. I've got some more over there, but I think this will work. So we're just gonna lightly sand it. I still want some of that canvas to come through. And then I'm nervous about this gold. Let's do it. It's gonna fade away a lot. I want it to. We want it to look just like an afterthought in the background, because we're gonna add in some lettering. Tell me if you had, this is just, I should have changed this out. If you had an idea of what words to put on this, what would you write? Because I had an idea, but I would love for y'all to give me some input, because I'm open to change it. I do not have to use a digital dust template. I could freehand something, and I'm open to your ideas. So what would you write on here in gold? Something Christmassy. And I even kind of want to go a little more on that. I want to. Okay, and then I'm gonna do it one more time this way. Okay. All right, I'm not seeing any suggestions yet. I might have to go with what I had. Oh, thank you, Teresa. Okay, I'm loving this. After the sanding, it just looks even better. I love it. Okay, deck the halls. I like that because, I mean, it is decorations, so that actually makes a lot of sense. Believe. Okay, let's see if there's any more coming in. I'm gonna grab my pencil because, okay, tell me what you think about this. If this is not a good option, I might just freehand something, but I did go into the Digital Dust library and I grabbed a Tis the Season template. But let me show you. This template was actually, it had some embellishments, but I cut it out because I was going to show you as a Digital Dust subscriber, if you have a template that you love, but maybe you don't like the embellishments or you don't need them on the design you're using, you can always just cut out the lettering. You could even cut out each word and piece them together differently. So that's something. Now, one thing I noticed about this is when I was gonna lay it out, the N was gonna kind of come up and hit the gold right here. So I was gonna make it come down a little farther and just kind of adjust. So you can always adjust with these templates. Let me look and see. Y'all got Merry and Bright, Joy to the World, Joyful. Ooh, I like Joyful. And man, I really like Deck the Halls too. Okay, I've got two Merry and Brights. Tell me what you think. Should I ditch this Tis the Season? You're not gonna hurt my feelings because I really wasn't feeling it anyway. I kind of want to freehand with my pencil and then come in. Yay! Okay, I want to see that. Nicole, I can't wait. You're doing that tomorrow night? I cannot wait to watch that. Y'all all tune in to Nicole's Facebook Live tomorrow night. Okay, Heirloom Holiday. I think I might do Merry and Bright. Okay, and I even have a Merry and Bright template, but of course I did not print that one. So maybe though, I adjust it for this. So let's just freehand. Let's go for it. Okay, I'm gonna come around And I'm gonna do it kind of funky. And what I'm drawing now is I like to call it the bones of the lettering. And I'm gonna come up. And then, oop, my paint got a little. There we go. I like this too because I can kind of, play with it in between these. All right, Mary. And then I'm gonna do bright first and then put my and sign. Okay, I see some more suggestions. I see joyful. I do love joyful as well. But hey, y'all, I have another sample. So maybe we can hit 2 in here. Okay, so we've got Mary, and then I'm gonna do bright and then center it better with my and sign after I get done, so I know exactly where to put it. So I'm gonna come from here, B, R, G, okay. Now, ooh, I might do a little star for the I, so I'm gonna leave that open for now. And now I'm gonna come here. Oh, y'all, this is gonna be so cute. Actually, I might put my and sign here because I was gonna put it here, but now I think the and would fit really nicely here. So I'm not gonna do a star, I'm just gonna put a dot. And maybe we just do a little, what kind of and sign do I want to do? I guess I'll do this kind. There we go. It's just something real cute. All right, here is the fun part with the gold pop. Let's pop it out with that gold. Okay, so again, this is a very fine tip. So I'm gonna come in and stay on those guidelines down. I want you to notice, because we're here, I know a lot of you are here for lettering, and I want you to notice this in-between space, okay? We wanna always give ourselves room to have a definite upstroke and a definite downstroke. So as I come back down, because I need to take this pretty quickly, this metallic has a tendency to get gummy, but I want to save space here. So when I'm coming up here in a minute, I want to make sure that I leave this is a downstroke, this is an upstroke. So watch as I do that. Okay, down, up and over, down, and down, just filling it in. If you've been here forever, what do I say? We're gonna what? Retrace in a new place. And then when your pen feels a little bit dry, just gonna dab, get that paint flowing again, okay? Here we go. So look at that pretty M. I am loving it. Okay, now the E, I like to go until it feels natural to stop, but man, this one's got me on a roll. I can't stop, I can't stop. And then we just need to do it pretty quickly so that it doesn't get too dry. Okay. It's just when you're going over it and it's starting to dry, it can get kind of tacky. So I'm gonna make sure that paint's flowing down and around. Okay, now coming up and over. Just retrace those pencil lines and then ask myself, where did I go down? Make it thicker. And then another thing with this gold is if you keep retracing over, it can peel the paint. So we don't want to do that. We don't want to live there. We want to lightly deposit the paint and move away. Like just let it go, because you'll run into problems. If you work on it too much, it'll peel it away. Yay! Okay, here we go. I'm gonna go down here. I'm gonna go ahead and do the and sign. very lightly and bright. So, you know, all the background has been real, all these colors from the collection are real neutral and muted and calm, and then this just gives it a nice pop. It's like, look at me, I'm the star of the show. And I'm kind of pressing down as I go whenever I feel like it's running out of paint, but I have to be careful about that because it can blob out paint sometimes, which is no fun. Okay. Can you add extra when the pen is dry? Oh, yes. I mean, when the paint is dry, yes. Because I thought you meant, have you ever tried to add, and you can't with this one, I don't think. I've actually never tried, but I'm going to assume you can't. There is a brand of paint pen that you can actually unscrew the paint pen and add paint to it. But y'all, it is not for the faint of heart. It's that painter's brand, and you can unscrew them and then like water down paint. It has to be watered down to go in. We did it back when I first started making signs because we were going through paint pens so much on customs and things like that. And oh my goodness, it's worth it. Just buy the paint pen. Don't waste your time. So that's kind of what I thought you meant. Can you add more gold paint to this pen? And that's what took me a second to be able to answer. Okay, adding here. Almost done with this G, but see, I'm working on it and I can feel it wanting to pull too much. So I really need to be light, cover it, and go. So when it dries, yes, I can come back over it, but you really have to be careful about not pressing too hard and pulling that paint away that's already there. So just keep that in mind. You'll want to lightly deposit the paint and move on. Here we go. Yes, Marisa, that makes so much more sense. All right, so notice I just went down because I knew that was a downstroke, so I went down in a different spot. And then the key is you want to keep your lettering balanced. So like I got thicker here than I am here, so I'm going to come back here and just add a little more. And that looks a little more balanced on that H. Okay, and then notice this little flourish I did right here. That was mainly because I started to realize that I was shifted a little bit to the left. So I'm like, ooh, I need to add a flourish to balance out my formatting. Okay, Donna, yes, let me hold this up over here. This was gifted to me by my friend Dina. Do you know Dina over at Designs by Dina? Anybody here follow her page? Absolutely love her and Mr. Kenny. And I got to be a guest teacher at her live event. Well, it was like a retreat in Kentucky back in February, I believe it was. And she gifted these to me. Stephanie from the Vintage Pebble was also a presenter, and it was part of our goodie bag. She was so kind to gift it to us, and I got so excited because what I would do, let me do this. What I would do here at the house is I would just have a strip of sandpaper and I would just do like this, and that messes up your fingers and all sorts of things. So this was super cool. And it's the Celebration Co. If anybody has her page here, you can tag it in the comments. I would love for you to do that. Okay, I gotta look, y'all, I bought this pen today, but it is giving up on me. All right, I'm gonna go back. See that little pool of paint? I don't know if you can see that real good on the camera, but I'm just going back to it because I don't want to sit here and try to dig and drag. I know that's gonna mess up. Oh, hey, Vicky. There's so many ladies I got to meet there. It just made everything, you know, you do this, you're on the internet, you can't see people, and it makes you wonder, you know, who's watching and everything. It's very interesting how all this works. And then to see all of you in person, I went to Dina and I just said, you have built something absolutely amazing. All the ladies there, It was so awesome. And then the ending, Vicky, you know, when everybody was singing, y'all, I was on that stage and I didn't know the song, but everybody was crying because they were leaving each other. And I just was like, oh my gosh, these ladies were just amazing. Okay, I am loving it. Look at that shine. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna flip y'all around. What are we thinking? Do you like it? How is that merry and bright? Okay, and here's my next question. I'm going to ask you what you think, but I don't think I want to distress that lettering. I think I want to leave it nice and crisp and let this look faded into the background. This is, you know, kind of faded. I'm going to flip y'all around real quick and put you in my holder. Designs by Dina is the name of the Facebook page. Look at this poking me in the face. Of the lady who gifted it to me. But the Celebration Co. is the name of the sander, well, the company. So I think the Facebook page is the Celebration Co. I need to link that. So how about this? I will look that up afterwards and come back and comment here for you and make sure that you get the right thing, because this is really, really cool. Okay, let me hold it up from a distance. I know it will be flipped, so you won't be able to see, you know, exactly, but look at here. Oh my goodness. I'm kind of in love with it. Let's see. Oh, yay. Kim, you love it. Regina and Sharon. Thank y'all so much for being here tonight. And I know I mentioned that we may do another word on here, but how about this? I will tell you this. I recorded creating this one for a reel because I was like, if I'm going to try it out, I'm going to record it, you know, just in case it turns out good. And I like it. So since I did this one on the live with you, I will now take this one and do the next, I don't know exactly what word, maybe joyful. I'll think on this, what I should do over here. But I have to go tonight because I hear my family just got back. Tuesday nights are the night I go live. My husband took the boys to Raising Cane's. Do y'all have a Raising Cane's near you? So they got to get out of the house for a little bit and get some chicken strips, because Cane's, if you don't have one near you, they only sell chicken strips. You can order a chicken sandwich, which is what I get, but it's literally chicken strips inside the bread. So they just, you know, perfected one thing, chicken. So anyway, they just went there, and I just, you know, I know they're in there. They just got back. So I am going to let y'all go tonight, but thank you so much for being here. Lori said no. Oh, you don't have a Raising Cane's. Oh my goodness, y'all. Okay. If you don't have a Raising Cane's near you and you see one when you're on vacation, go and make sure, which you're going to get it because it's all in all the meals, is the cane sauce. I was in high school when we got a Cane's here, and I tried cane sauce for the first time. But hey, y'all know how I told you. By the way, this is dry already. Yay for that. Nicole, I love using your paints because they dry so fast. But you know how I told you I'm a neutral girly with the paint? Well, here's something else if you didn't know this about me already. I love sauces of any kind. Like, I will try any sauce. I will dip my food in all the sauces. Even today, I had a chicken sandwich for lunch, and I had to pour ranch all over it. Like, I've got to have my sauces. Well, cane sauce is amazing. So, yeah. Okay. Ooh, Lane's, very similar to Cane's. I have never heard of Lane's. That's funny. But somewhere else that, you know, I love, which is probably their competitor that's right next door, is Chick-fil-A. And I'm getting every Chick-fil-A sauce. I am dipping in all the things. I buy the Chick-fil-A sauce from Walmart. Like, love it all. So, I had to bring up the cane sauce. If you end up going on vacation, seeing a Cane's, try the sauce. And don't knock it if you don't like it the first time. You kind of sometimes have to try it again and again, because that's how it was when I was in high school when we got one here. And I tried it, and I was like, I don't know about that. But then I tried it again and again, and then I was hooked. Oh, Debbie, this is your first time to catch me live. Well, we just wrapped up this project. It started out before the lettering. We did a little bit of paint to get these ornaments, and then we got to the lettering. So be sure to catch the replay. If you're just hopping on, make sure as soon as I hit bye, finish, then you can watch the replay. Oh, funny. Marcel, I'm claiming that. Can I claim that? Sauce boss. Joey, I'm the sauce boss now. I love it. I love it. Okay, everybody. Good night. I hope you have a great evening, the rest of your evening, and I will catch you next Tuesday at 7 Central again. And a bonus is this Sunday on my YouTube channel, and a lot of my friends, Nicole is one of them. We are dropping Christmas projects for you Sunday at 5 Central, 6 Eastern, but they are not live like this, but I will be in the comment section with you, watching and commenting with you. So those will drop and you can go binge all me and all my friends. We put this it's called A Creative Little Christmas. And so I posted about it on my page. You can look forward to it. I'll be posting about it more between now and Sunday.